attachment styles, and you've probably heard a lot about them, but one is secure, and that's what most people aim for. And secure just means no matter what's gone on in your life, you know you feel loved. You've been given love and you're loved. Good or bad, divorce, separations, it doesn't matter. You still feel super secure and loved. Then there's an anxious attachment style. Anxious attachment style suffocates people. They want love so bad, they're desperate for it. They are so needy and thirsty, for the word we can use, to get the love that they had not gotten as a child, or later on in life somewhere where they could have had a marriage or a relationship that just devastated them and broke them, and now they have this anxious attachment style. And this ends up being, you know, like almost a pounce, you know, pouncing on people to get them to stay in their lives. So that's anxious. Then we have an avoidant. And an avoidant attachment style is someone who says, no matter what I say in this family, no matter what I say in this relationship, I'm not heard. I'm not heard. So there's no reason to confront. There's no reason to deal with the conflict. I'll go play a video game. I'll be a workaholic. I'll do anything I can just to avoid relationships because I'm never heard. Also, avoidants can become liars. They can become someone who also just creates stories and avoids truth. Okay. And typically though, you know, for what it's worth, just to add, anxious and avoidant attract each other, and it becomes a cycle. So you have like the avoidant over here and the anxious over here, and the anxious keeps coming closer, 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 closer. And as the anxious is like, text me, talk to me, let's go out, let's do this, the avoidant's going, oh my goodness, leave me alone. I want to be by myself. You're annoying. So this one keeps coming closer. Anxious keeps going after them. So eventually the anxious usually will say, okay, enough's enough, cry themselves to sleep or something. And the avoidant will start coming a little closer. They'll feel a little safer to be nice. And then all of a sudden the anxious pounces on them again and holds them. This cycle can become very toxic. It just becomes a toxic circle, you know, chasing each other. One going away, the other one chasing. Runner chaser kind of dynamic. But the terms in therapy is anxious and avoidant. So it's a runner and a chaser. And then you have anxious avoidant or fearful avoidant. And a fearful avoidant is typically hot and cold. They sometimes are going to be anxious and want to be involved and confront things and maybe be very overreactive and very intense and dramatic and need to deal with something. And then on the next time, they're going to give you timeouts and punishments and avoid you and block you. They're a little hot and cold. They go back and forth. Typically, the hot and cold are, you know, the hardest in therapy to work with, because it's something that you have to work through which emotions and what cognitive thoughts are going on. But this hot and cold, anxious avoidant, fearful avoidant goes back and forth, and it's very complicated for the other partner to understand what's going on with that person. The biggest thing to know is these aren't diagnoses. This isn't something that you're diagnosed with. Diagnosis would be where you might need medication or something. These aren't that. These are learned behaviors that you have developed, and they can be unlearned. And they're usually unlearned by a secure relationship, someone coming in that's corrective, someone that is very healthy and accepts you for who you are, gives you freedom to be who you are, and they make you feel just secure. They take away that insecurity. So when someone's anxious, they're insecure. When someone's avoidant, they're insecure. When they're hot and cold, they're insecure. They don't feel safe. So this corrective idea can happen in a healthy relationship. Some of it can happen in just therapy, like where someone's working with you on trying to sit with a negative feeling and not respond, sit with a feeling and not over text. Okay, have someone who's an avoidant learn to trust one person. Just trust one person that you actually can start sharing with, and see if it can get where you can start feeling more secure with one person. Some of these things are unlearned if you work at it. Time won't heal it if you don't work at it. You'll stay in that same cycle of trauma and attachment styles if you don't take the time to take the courage. Okay, it's work. Courage is bravery. It takes work to have these attachment styles develop into a secure attachment style. But it's not impossible. So I'm going to end on that because I want you to have